Hey, how you doing out there? Welcome to the McManus Webcast here at SuckItUpUSA.com. Hope you're doing well and life is treating you just A-OK out there. And welcome in. I'm with my good friend Mark Brunell, former teammate of mine, NFL vet of 19 years, Mark. Is that right? 19-year
Yep.
NFL veteran. Welcome to the webcast, my friend.
Thanks, Tom. It's good to be on.
It's good to see you, man. It's good to have you back in town. You obviously had tremendous travels with the NFL, and now you're back in Jacksonville. It's great to have you,
Tom. It's good to be back. We've like you said, we've been gone for a little bit, 8 years, and this has been home for us since gosh, early on when we started playing together. We knew this was a place that we wanted to raise our family, and football took us out for a little bit, but we're back, reconnecting with the community, some friends, and we're just having a great time. Yeah,
it is great. I tell you, it is one of the, if not the best, one of the best places to raise a family.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Without a doubt. You can go anywhere. You can travel anywhere. But to make this your home, you always love when you come home here.
Absolutely.
It's really nice. No doubt about that. All right, so you were drafted by Green Bay. I want to take people back a little bit. You were drafted by Green Bay. Was Gruden your quarterback coach?
No, Gruden actually, I told the story to a friend the other day.
Okay.
Gruden was the quality control coach my first year in Green Bay.
That was in
'93.
Okay. Yep.
And really, his job was, amazingly enough, his job was to put the books together, the playbooks, offensive playbooks, and he just watched a lot of tape. But as far as coaching the position, he wasn't doing it. He was just kind of the, just an offensive assistant, and
I always wondered what those guys did.
You know what? They're the ones that put all the work in. And then my next year there, '94, he was the receivers coach. So he quickly bumped up, and then from there he went on to Philly, and the rest is history.
And you had was Mooch on that staff?
Mooch was my quarterback coach.
Okay, who else was on that staff?
Oh, jeez.
There was a lot of big
Dick
names.
Duran was on the staff. Ray Rhodes. Sherman Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, the list. Gil Haskell. Gosh, who else was on there? We had Andy Reid was the tight ends coach my first couple of years there.
Wow.
And so we had quite a few. Marty Morningwig was I think he was an offensive assistant maybe my second year there. So a lot of guys that went on to be head coaches and do very well in the NFL.
So you and Aaron Brooks, Detmer, you all backed up Brett Favre.
Yep.
And a young Brett Favre.
Yeah, and after Matt Hasselbeck came along, and he was backing up Brett, and so. Of course, with Brett, you played 21 years. You're gonna have a lot of backups, and I was just one of the many. But it was a good experience for me, Tommy, because I wasn't in a position where I had to play right away. Yeah. And I think a lot of guys they get drafted and they're thrown into the fire right away.
Yeah.
It's too much for them.
Yeah.
For 2 years, I got to watch Brett, learn his system. Yeah. I played a little bit, some mop-up stuff, but it was just perfect timing for me at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Timing is everything in this world. Anyway, we create our own luck and our own timing sometimes. Obviously, Tom Coughlin saw enough in you. What do you give? I had to re-look at it. Gave up a third and a fifth for you, I believe?
I believe so.
Yeah, so. Come on. I believe so, yeah. That was actually it was a second and a fourth. Get it right.
Tom, it was just a case of Gatorade. That's what the Packers got.
That's right.
But, yeah, it was third and fifth in '95. And, I remember I told my wife, Stacy, I said, hey, we just got traded to Jacksonville.
Right.
And it's a true story. She says, where's that? I said, Florida. And she goes, yes. Just going from Green Bay, Wisconsin to Florida. She didn't care where in Florida.
Exactly.
The fact that it was going to be sunny, she was excited.
Yeah. Well, it was a great time. I remember when that trade went down and the teams got put together. Obviously, '95, we went 4-12, but we had a lot of good guys, a lot of hard workers, a lot of guys that, moaned and groaned about Coughlin under their breath, but at the end of the day, they practiced hard, they played hard, and then the changes started happening in '96. The turnover. You think about the turnover and all the new guys like Yurko and Keenan and Clyde. When they came in, and then those rookies with Beasley and Hardy and Tony Brackens, who was just unbelievable. I mean, that was an exciting time. I often think back, and obviously I only played here, but how about for a guy like you? All these different teams. Do you look back on Jacksonville?
I look back a lot because my years in Jacksonville were my favorite, most productive by far in every way, on the field, off the field. And in '95 we laid a foundation. We were going to work. Yeah. We were going to build. I mean, it wasn't going to be pretty right away. We won, like you said, we went 4-12, and then I think going into the '96, while it started out kind of slow, we brought some guys in, some talent, some leadership, but the foundation had been laid, and you could just see. we may not have liked it, and may not have understood it right then.
Yeah.
But we started to do some special things, as you know, about midway through '96.
Yeah.
And then some good things happened.
Yeah, and not only as a team, I just thought of that was when Bad Moon was let go, and the emergence of Jimmy Smith as a wide receiver. People forget he played special teams. He played punt return, kickoff return. He was all over the place, and
Tom, and I think we tried to find a place that Jimmy fit.
Yeah.
And then once we found it, we said, hey, you're going to be the X. We're not going to do special teams. We're not going to put you at Z or the slot or anything like that. This is your position. And once he did that, he was able to focus on that one spot where he flourished. He just took off.
He could take off. He was so fast. He was fun to watch. Mark Brunell here with us on the Tom McManus Webcast at suckitupusa.com. Suck it up and be great, no doubt about that. All right, so you finished with Coffin, with Jack Del Rio in 03.
Yep.
And then you went to Washington.
Yeah.
What was that like? Joe Gibbs, the head coach, Hall of Famer?
Professionally, it didn't go real well. I was there 4 years. Started 2 of those years. Got benched a couple of those years, and so it was a little up and down.
Yep.
We did go to the playoffs a couple times, and it was a good experience. I was just so impressed with Joe Gibbs. I mean, the whole process. When I knew I was leaving Jacksonville, Joe called, and I was just enamored with the guy. This is Joe Gibbs. I want to play for this guy, and just a great man. Obviously, a great coach, and we had some good times up there. My family, actually, the best part of that experience was living up in Virginia. Yeah. That was good for us. We're just outside D.C., and so it was good for my wife and my children. So football-wise, it was okay. Met some good friends, had some good seasons, some good games. Didn't come out the way I'd expected it to, but it still was a pretty positive experience.
All right, from there you go to the Saints, and you're part of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was
a Super Bowl Sunday?
It was the connection between the city of New Orleans, the team, the timing of it after Katrina. It wasn't right after Katrina, but it was a few years, and being a part of that organization, and Mickey Loomis, Sean Payton, getting to work with Drew Brees, who is just a great guy. He's the most professional guy I've ever been around. Most hardworking, on and off the field, does absolutely everything right.
Yeah.
Guy that I was backing up, and I was his biggest fan. I just wanted him to do well. And fortunately, he did, and he has, and he'll continue to.
Sure.
And so when we won that thing, it was pretty cool. It was just great all around.
I bet. He's a very likable guy.
Yeah, he is.
As are you, Mark. As are you, no doubt about that. All right, you finish up with the Jets, and you're still kind of out there. If someone called, you'd go, right? I mean, is that?
Yeah, I'm still available. Yeah. I'm on the list.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably.
Are you throwing?
I'm throwing.
Okay.
Training.
Nice.
And actually, this is kind of the time where a bunch of crusty old vets get picked up every now and then. So who knows? I'll stay ready. It's a long shot. But I'd love to continue playing. Finish out this year, get to 20.
Yeah.
And then see what's next.
Yeah, no doubt about that. How was your time in the? It seems crazy up there in New York with the Rex Ryan led Jets. It
you know what?
Like it's a little circusy.
That's probably the word, and it's not. It's just that market.
Yeah.
And it's such the opposite of what the Giants are doing, and I think the New York media feeds off
that.
You've got the stable, hardworking, just all business stuff under Tom, as you would expect it to be. Yeah. And then you've got the other side. Not that they don't work hard and that they're not professional.
Right.
But it's different. It's different. The
different
locker room's different. It's a different culture.
Yeah.
Not bad.
No, right.
Just different.
Just different.
Yeah. But I enjoyed my 2 years there. I like playing for Rex.
Yeah.
Great personality, smart coach.
Yeah.
Interesting environment. You know. There's no place like it in the NFL.
Yeah, I bet. Mark Brunell here with us on the Tom McManus Webcast at suckitupusa.com. All right, what's the biggest difference in the game today back to when we were teammates? What do you think?
You know what? That's a tough one. I think the biggest difference is I think guys are getting faster, and I think they're stronger.
Yeah.
However that happens.
Right.
There's a few reasons I'm sure, but they're bigger.
Yeah.
They're faster. They're stronger.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that has to do with the training and
a lot of everything.
Everything is when we started, '95, you know, with Jerry Palmieri, we were power cleaning, we were benching, and we were squatting, and we were just, you know, we're getting strong, but we're killing our bodies, you know, in there. And I think a lot of teams have gotten away from that. A lot of college and high school programs are getting away from that. But anyway, it's a whole different discussion. But that
so the athlete's different.
I think the athlete's different in that respect. But I think the defenses and the offenses are. I think they're more creative. I think they're more complex. You know, when I came into the league, you know, you were seeing 3 or 4 coverages.
Right.
Now you go into a game and you got to prepare for 6 or 7.
Right.
You know.
Or you were max protect and there was two routes. Now there's 6.
Exactly. Exactly. Different. You know, they're bringing corners and safeties and linebackers and we had this defense last year with the Jets where Bart Scott or Mike Backer was dropping into deep middle.
Wow.
You know, just you know, stuff like that. You see, just really different. So offensively, you have to. You know, have to be sharp on how you're going to protect this and still get enough guys out in the pattern. Offenses are more complex too.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's not true with every pro team.
Yeah. No. Right.
But the game has changed with the X's and O's quite a bit, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. And then like that may make it harder for younger guys, you know, to even get that down. You know, I interviewed Aaron Rodgers once at the Super Bowl before he hit his big time, and I could tell he's like, I don't really want to do this. And the first question I said, take my audience inside. What goes through your mind in 3.7 seconds? And he was like, oh my gosh! And he sat up in his chair, and he's like, well, first, man, there's a lot that goes into, and that was even years ago. So now even more, you know that. You know, you think of A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe. You know, it's like, you know, what's going on? And some guys get it right away. Some guys it takes time. So that aspect alone. Maybe make it a little harder for these young people.
You know what? No question. It is a big jump from the college to the pros. Yeah. And, you know, and there's just a lot to process in just that short amount of time. Yeah. And you're right. Some guys, they can get it, and some guys, they struggle with it. It takes time.
Well, and then factor in the animals that are coming after you.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, too.
That's a big, you know, what's it like to get hit by those big dudes? You got to feel it, right? Do you feel it after the game? You feel it, obviously, depending on the impact of the hit.
Depending on the impact of the hit, sometimes you feel it right then. But most guys will tell you this, that I don't really feel it because I'm thinking, because one, you're focused downfield, and then you get hit, and you're like, oh, man, that. But your mindset has to be, okay, next play. Yeah. You know, I got to get up. Yeah. You know, I got to get up, and I got to get the play in. I got to get the huddle going. I got to get the line of scrimmage. I don't have time to lay around here and. You know, and
wallow in my misery.
But I found, what I found is that for me at least, when we were playing together, I'd be sore Monday mornings. Yeah. But you know, Monday afternoon I'd be fine. Right. Tuesday I'm like, all right, let's go. Yeah. You know, when I was playing with the Redskins, and I'd get up Thursday morning still sore, and maybe by Thursday afternoon I'd start feeling. So the recovery time for me, I could really see the change as I was getting older.
Yeah. Well, wait 5 years when you're not playing.
I'm starting to feel that now.
Stay active, right? That's I really do think that's the key. A lot of our friends and teammates, they don't stay active. You got to stay active.
Yeah, no question.
You know,
no question.
Keep that mind right, which obviously is, you know, so. All interworking together. All right, so let's get down to nitty gritty, and then we'll be done with the X's and O's. Do you like the protection clauses, if you will, for QBs and players in the league today? Do you like it? Would you change any of it?
I think you've got to protect the players.
Yeah, agreed.
I just don't know what else you can do. Yeah. For example, the Ed Reed thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was fair. I didn't like it.
Right.
You know?
Thank you.
And
there's some inadvertent that they're not factoring in. I mean, how do you stop?
What's Ed supposed to do there?
Right.
You know, and so
let him go. He scored a touchdown.
You know, and I know I'm all for the protection, but some of these fines, you know, they bother me because it's football. Yeah. Guys know the risks. Right. And I think we've done everything we can do for a quarterback. We don't need to add rules or change rules. It's fine. He's protected.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, at first, and obviously being a defensive player, I didn't like the fact that you couldn't hit him in the face. But now I'm over that. That's okay. That's fine. Yeah. But sometimes it is inadvertent. You know, sometimes a hand comes up and whacks you on top of the head.
You know what?
Should that really be a penalty?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
And a little bit much.
And the big thing, too, is a receiver catches the ball, and naturally when he catches it, he's going to lower himself. He's going to tuck it, try to get a field. Yeah. They lower. The defensive player, the safety, the corner, the linebacker, whatever, you can't adjust to it. This game is so fast, and so we're finding guys for helmet to helmets. Yeah. But, you know, it's not their intent to, you know, knock someone out. Ed Reed's not a bad player.
No. That was a great hit.
I thought it was a great hit. And he's He's doing what he's coached to do,
Yeah.
and he gets fined, almost $500,000.
Yeah, I don't like that
That's
at all.
tough. That's a tough one to swallow.
That is. You're
now,
right.
some of them are bad, Tom.
Right. No,
some of
right.
them are,
Some are
okay.
blatant. Yeah.
They're blatant. They're fine. He should
Yeah.
be fine. The guy's got to be more careful, but
Yep.
you got to be consistent. But it's a tough call.
Yeah, if you lead with your head and it goes right to his face, that's pretty deliberate.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's a shoulder, you kind of graze him. I think that needs to be a. But then it becomes suggestive, and it's like PI. PI drives me crazy. Sometimes you're like, that wasn't even PI,
Yeah, exactly.
and then other times you're like, man, that was incredible PI. But it'll be more like that. All right, what does? Because I always saw you were a tough QB. You stood in there, you took your shots, you made plays, you could run. I really admired the way you played, and I believe that along with the O-line and the defensive front, no doubt. But when the quarterback's tough,
yeah.
the identity of the team is tough.
Absolutely.
Do you agree with that?
You know what?
Why is that from a quarterback's perspective?
I think the quarterback obviously sets the tone, and I always thought as a quarterback you couldn't ask your teammates to do something that you were unwilling to do, And so if you're asking your linemen to be tough, to be firm, aggressive, and strong, obviously they're offensive linemen. You've got to be that as a quarterback. You got to do your job.
Yeah.
If I want my receivers, what I appreciate about Keenan and Jimmy, I said those guys were tough.
Yeah.
And those guys, they were willing to stay in there and play hurt.
Yeah.
And I needed that.
Yeah.
So how can I ask those guys to play hurt, to go in there when they very easily could have taken a week off?
Yeah.
If I wasn't willing to do that.
Or it was simple. Hey, if I'm going to send them in the middle.
Yeah.
And that safety's going to hit them.
Yep.
I got to stand in there regardless
Absolutely.
of what's coming at me.
We all just, you do your part. You
Yep.
stand in there. It's a physical game, a tough game. And the other 10 guys in the huddle, they feed off that. If they think their quarterback's a sissy, forget it. Get someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about the heart.
Yeah.
It's about your courage.
Yeah.
It's not always about how far you can throw or how fast you can run.
Right.
That's what makes guys want to play for a quarterback. It's the stuff that's on the inside.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt. Well said. Without a doubt. I was telling Bob Gorn the other day right here on the webcast that if I was a head coach, the first meeting I would have after I dressed the team, I'd take my O-line, my D-line, and my quarterback in a room.
Yeah.
And I'd say, you guys are my identity.
Right.
And you better be tough as nails, because if not, you're out.
You're exactly right.
I'm telling you right now. Because you got to have it. You got to have it. Those are the key components to build. Everyone wants the identity. Well, what's the identity, right? Hey, no disrespect to Mark Sanchez. He's a decent quarterback, right? But his identity ain't I'm tough, I'm gritty, I'll do whatever it takes to make a play, right?
Yeah, he's I'm hoping he gets to that. Now,
Maybe,
I love that kid.
Can you get to it?
I think so.
Okay.
Actually, I watched him this year. He's more, I know we're getting off on a Sanchez tangent, but he's doing better in that area.
Okay.
He's toughening up a little bit.
Good.
He's getting hit. He's hopping up a little bit. Whereas in years past, maybe he's taking a little slow. Hey, your offensive line, even the guys on the sidelines on defense, they want to see their quarterback. Bam.
Yeah.
Hop up, let's go, baby.
Yeah.
You hit me hard. You just about knocked me out.
Yeah.
I'm still
still
in this
here.
huddle.
I'm still here,
right?
Even
And
if I'm
I love watching the guys and
the
guys that just get just about knocked out.
Yeah.
Just hop right back down. Yeah,
no doubt about it. No,
cool.
and I wasn't picking on him by any means, but you look at that identity. You look for those kind of identity. Look at Cam Newton on the negative side. You can't address the media like that. You can't mope around like that. You can't be that way when you're the leader. And then you look at obviously the successful teams have that kind of QB that get it done. All right, so throughout your time. From grammar school, the Catholic grammar school you played in California. I don't have the name in front of me. You want to give them the name? St. Joseph. I was St. Mary's of Buffalo Grove. I loved playing for my school.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. We're the same age.
Yeah.
88, right? 92?
88, baby.
Yeah, we're the same age. We met at the Shrine game, East West Shrine game. Yeah.
Yep.
I tried to ride that mechanical bull, and it didn't go very well.
It was
San Jose Live. It was Dave Hoffman. He made me do it. No doubt about it. All right, but through all the travels, high school, you had a lot of success in high school. Washington, big games, Rose Bowl MVP, everything. Not as far as your football career, but what has the game of football done for Mark Brunell?
Boy, that's a great question. But I'll tell you this, Tom, and you would say the same thing, is that I believe that we're all put on this earth for a purpose. God made you a football player. He made me a football player. And it's been just a huge blessing. I mean, it's been our livelihood. to a degree. It's been what we do. Has it defined us? Yeah, to a degree. Has it been our identity? Yeah, we're football players.
Right.
We'll always be known as that. But what I take away from the game is that I learned a lot about life through this game.
Yeah.
I learned about having to work on a team with other guys. I learned about overcoming adversity. I learned how important it was to have good people around you.
Yeah.
And probably aside from learning those lessons, I realized how important it is just to is to have quality people around you.
Yeah.
As a quarterback, I know that firsthand.
Right.
Right. And if I don't have Keenan and Jimmy, I'm just an okay guy. If I don't have Tony and Leon and this great offensive line, I'm just an okay quarterback. And life is no different, Tom.
Yeah.
If I don't have good people in my life, good friends, good family, great wife, then it's just not the same. And I'm okay. But the good people around me, they make me better, and they want me to be productive. They make me want to be the best I can absolutely be.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're real with you.
Yeah.
And you got to work your butt off, man. And no matter whether you're playing sport ever, it's all about hard work.
Yep.
It's about I came up with this thing: belief, creativity, hustle. Right? You got to believe in yourself. You got to have your faith first and foremost, no doubt. But you got to believe in yourself. And you got to work on yourself. I also say, look, live like a fighter. They have a great support staff, just like you were talking about. Their support's a manager, a cut guy, a trainer, a boxing coach, right? But at the end of the day, it's up to him. He walks into that ring, and he's the one that gets to decide how that fight's going to go. It's a lot like life.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
I tell people all the time, man, this whole I'm going pro, if you're good enough, you'll go pro. It's going to work itself out. You're a child, right? But the lessons that we learn and the life's experiences, the locker room, break through all the political, racial, break through all of that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's about coming together and how do you gain respect? It's about how you play.
Absolutely.
Right away, right?
Yeah, no question.
You could be the nicest guy, the prettiest guy who's got it all together, but you don't make plays.
Yep.
Nobody even wants to talk to you.
So true.
But those are good lessons for us for people to learn.
Yeah, no question.
So, and that's whether it's football, basketball, baseball, that's what sports are great for first and foremost. Again, if you ever can make a career out of it, you'll make a career out of it, no question about it. All right, final thing with Mark Brunell, great to have you. Welcome to Mikasa. The dog Sadie's hanging out. She's keeping an eye on us. It's awesome to be out here. But I want to know from Mark Brunell, what is the key, or what is happiness and success as part of my No Excuses Tour in reference to that? What describes happiness and success for Mark Brunell?
You know what? That's easy, Tommy, and I actually mentioned it before. It's people.
Okay.
It's quality relationships.
Yep.
It's the ability to, this doesn't sound good coming from a football player, but it's the ability to, and have the opportunity to love and be loved.
Yeah.
Family's the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
I love my wife. We got a great marriage.
Yep.
I'm better because of her. I love my kids. I'm just crazy about them, and you'd say the same thing, and that's just kind of, I get up in the day and I realize how blessed I am because I have just great people in my life. I've got good friends. I come from a good family. I'm close with my parents. I've got a couple mentors in my life that look after me, and I love them to death because I need them.
Right.
Doesn't matter about how big a house I have, how much money I have or don't have, even what I do. I'm defined by the people that I've surrounded myself with. Yeah. And those people, my kids, my wife, my family, friends, that just bring me joy. Right. And
that's great.
That's great. You can't go through this life alone. Right. And those people, they define me. Right. And when I'm down, they pick me up. Yep. When they're down, I pick them up. Right. And they make life fun. They give life meaning to me. And of course my faith is important. Yeah. And I'm so thankful to God that He's blessed me with just great people. Yeah. And it's the best thing I got going, Tom.
Yeah, that's great, Mark. Yeah. Awesome stuff, man. Love having you on the webcast, no doubt about it.
Thank you.
And doing a little chatting here on suckitupusa.com. Look, we got one shot. Live it to the fullest. get those good people around you. You know, just like Mark was saying, find them. You got people that aren't good for you. You need to get them out. You need to get them out. Respect them, care for them. Don't wish anybody any ill will, but get people surrounded. I think faith is key. Faith is key. Working on you is key, and obviously you got to be tough out there. There's no question about it. And you said love. It's all about love.
Absolutely.
Life is all about love.
Absolutely.
I don't care if I want to knock the crap out of somebody on the football field. It's all about love.
Yep.
Make sure, maybe not that particular play. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Hug the ones you love. Tell them you love them, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. And we'll see you next time right here on the Tom McManus Webcast at SuckItUpUSA.com. Have a good one.